A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a historic and unprecedented move, a judge has scheduled President-elect Donald Trump's sentencing for his hush money case to take place on January 10th, just days before he is set to take office on January 20th. This decision places Trump on a path to become the first president in U.S. history to assume office while having been convicted of felony crimes. The ruling comes from Judge Juan M. Merchan, who presided over Trump's trial and indicated that he would not impose jail time on the former president. Instead, Trump may receive what is known as an unconditional discharge, meaning the case would be closed without any jail time, fines, or probation. Trump has the option to appear virtually for the sentencing. Judge Merchan's decision reflects a careful balancing act of various interests, including Trump's ability to govern without the burden of ongoing legal issues, the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity, and the public's expectation for accountability under the law. In his 18-page decision, Merchan expressed that he was not convinced that Trump's status as president-elect outweighed the other factors at play. He rejected Trump's attempts to dismiss the verdict based on claims of presidential immunity and the upcoming inauguration. Merchan emphasized that it was crucial for the court to finalize the case before Inauguration Day, stating that doing so would serve the interests of justice. Trump's communications director, Stephen Chung, reiterated the former president's stance that the case is illegitimate and should be dismissed entirely. There should be no sentencing, and President Trump will continue fighting against these hoaxes until they are all dead, Chung asserted. Trump's conviction, which occurred in May, stemmed from 34 counts of falsifying business records related to a scheme to conceal a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the final weeks of Trump's 2016 campaign. The payment was intended to prevent Daniels from disclosing her claims of having had an affair with Trump years earlier, a claim that Trump has consistently denied. Following Trump's election victory on November 5th, Judge Merchan postponed the sentencing to allow both the defense and prosecution to consider the future of the case. Trump's legal team argued for the case to be dismissed, citing concerns that it would interfere with his ability to govern effectively. While prosecutors acknowledged the need for some accommodation given Trump's upcoming presidency, they insisted that the conviction should remain intact. They proposed various alternatives, including freezing the case during Trump's term or noting his conviction while allowing for an undecided appeal. Ultimately, Judge Merchan ruled that Trump's status as president-elect does not provide him the same immunity as a sitting president. He described the request to dismiss the case as drastic and rare, asserting that such a move would undermine the rule of law. Trump is set to take office as the first former president to be convicted of a crime, facing potential penalties ranging from fines or probation to a maximum of 4 years in prison. The case centers on how Trump accounted for the reimbursement of the hush money payment made to Daniels by his personal attorney, Michael Cohen. Cohen initially paid Daniels before being reimbursed through a series of payments that Trump's company recorded as legal expenses. Prosecutors argued that this designation was intended to obscure the true purpose of the payments and prevent voters from hearing damaging information about Trump during his campaign. Trump contends that Cohen was legitimately compensated for legal services and that the hush money payment was made to protect his family from embarrassment rather than to influence the election. Trump was a private citizen when the payment was made in October 2016, but he was president when Cohen was reimbursed. Cohen testified that they discussed the repayment arrangement in the Oval Office. The former president has labeled the verdict as a product of a rigged, disgraceful legal system orchestrated by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat. Trump's legal team previously sought to overturn his conviction based on a Supreme Court ruling that granted presidents broad immunity from criminal prosecution. However, that request was still pending when the election raised new complications. Trump's lawyers also attempted to move the case to federal court, where they could argue for immunity, but federal judges repeatedly denied those requests. The hush money case is the only one of Trump's 4 criminal indictments to reach trial. Meanwhile, special counsel Jack Smith has concluded 2 federal cases against Trump, one related to efforts to overturn the 2020 election and the other concerning classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. A separate state-level election interference case in Georgia remains largely on hold. Trump's legal team argued that Smith's decision to dismiss the federal indictments should halt all criminal cases against him, but Judge Merchan found that argument unpersuasive, noting the significant differences in the stages of the cases. As the nation prepares for Trump's unprecedented inauguration, the legal ramifications of his conviction loom large, raising questions about the intersection of law and politics in America. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.